All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Very excited to be with you today to introduce PepsiCo, as well as the very exciting 2023 Pepsi Challenge. I'm thrilled to be joined by my colleague, Maureen. I've been with the company for about 3 years now. I'm currently on the Frito-Lay revenue management team.
And hi, I'm Maureen. Really excited to walk you through our PepsiCo challenge this year. I've been with PepsiCo for about 4 years and currently sit on our e-commerce team based in Manhattan. So really looking forward to our session today as well as in January.
Awesome. We have a very exciting topic to share with you today. I think it's going to resonate and be top of mind. So we'll get into that shortly. Quickly, just want to provide an overview of our team. And as you'll see and kind of the theme throughout the presentation, this group here are all Holy Cross alumni that post-graduation joined the company. So many of the faces you see on the screen here actually came up through the campus program offered the summer after junior year. It's sales oriented. It's a great 10-week experience. Would highly encourage people to participate or learn more if they are interested. But again, very, very awesome team here. Amazing to see how this group has grown year over year, applying the learnings they gathered at campus and applying them now at PepsiCo. And on to our company here. We are a global food and beverage powerhouse, household name brands spanning the globe. You'll find it in many pockets around the world. 3,000 delicious products. I'll highlight a few of them here for you today. To start, the one that's front and center within our name is Pepsi. We also have Mountain Dew from a beverages standpoint. Some of you may or may not know, but we actually also own Frito-Lay. So major player in the snack space with brands such as Lay's, Cheetos, and Doritos. And we also have Gatorade and Quaker as well. So showing up in the global nutrition space in addition. And we do all this with great impact. As you can see, large revenue performance, very strong brands year over year, and tremendous scale, as I touched on previously. All of this is possible due to some awesome employees. You can see the scale there. Some of them got their start at Holy Cross, as we touched on. And we do all this with purpose. We have a strong mission, which is to captivate consumers with the world's most loved and best tasting convenient foods and beverages. We do this with purpose. We have 3 key pillars that we instill in everything that we do. To start with products, we want to maintain the best portfolio with the best ingredients. From a planet standpoint, we're always conscious and want to reduce our environmental footprint. And last but not least, people, always trying to empower people and our employees, core to what we do. So with that in mind, want to spend some time on this planet pillar. This is something that will be the theme of our conversation and the topic for this year's Pepsi Challenge in the form of SodaStream. So introducing SodaStream. If we were live today, I'd ask everyone to raise their hand if they've heard of it before, but just to give some context, it is a multifaceted sparkling water platform providing hydration in many different forms. It can span from the stationary hub that you'll see in places such as Hogan and Hart to this at-home kit that allows you to carbonate your water in the comfort of your own home. So super dynamic. It's an impactful product in terms of it's provides a lot of great usage in many different areas of kind of the consumption journey, but also very impactful from an initiative, right? Removing many plastic water bottles from being consumed, so billions of single-use plastic being removed. Very dynamic. As you can see, there's an app component as well. But SodaStream and Holy Cross, they're synonymous, as you'll see, and I'm sure you have seen around campus. Shows up in places like Hogan or the lobby shop. So, very, very appropriate topic to be speaking on today in SodaStream. So with that, want to spend a little bit more time on the planet pillar in terms of what we're doing to, continue to shrink kind of our global environmental footprint. that starts with reduce. So minimizing the amount of plastic we use. This could come in the form of using other different types of packaging, such as aluminum or glass. Second, recycle. So trying to work towards a circular economy using recycled plastic. And then last but not least, what we're spending time on today, which will be reinvent, creating new and innovative solutions to remove plastic altogether, going to market in a different setting and in an innovative setting that removes plastic from the equation, such as with SodaStream. So super dynamic system, as you can see here. It's very multifunctional. You have the at-home kit, for instance. It will require some gas, so the carbonation to fuel the carbonation as well. Many different flavors. You can see on the screen here, bubbly and much more. And then you have the bottles as well, right? The vehicle that helps remove all the single-use plastic bottles. So very multifaceted, offers tremendous benefits, from consumption standpoint, right? The sustainable sparkle, quick and easy, so provides convenience. But super dynamic and very excited to introduce this product to you today. And with that, I'm going to pass this over to Maureen, who's going to provide a bit more details to set the stage for this year's Pepsi's Challenge.
Awesome. Thanks for that lead in. So as Chris mentioned, SodaStream has really changed the sustainability game. PepsiCo as a company has really invested in that planet pillar that he mentioned, sustainability being a key focus for us, and SodaStream is a huge part of that journey. So consumers, as we know, have a wide variety of needs, and sustainability has really been at the forefront of shoppers' minds for many years. And particularly over the past 5 years, in addition to things like sustainability, you've really seen a dramatic shift in the way people are shopping. I'm sure you all, as students, browse Amazon on the daily. We have seen a very dramatic shift over to online platforms that has really skyrocketed over the past 5 years. COVID really also played a role in that, as people were candidly scared to go into stores at a certain time. They tried the online shop for the first time, and there's been a very high level of stickiness with shoppers that have just made it a part of their routine, and really are now using the online world to do a lot of their shopping that they find to be sometimes very much more convenient than going into store. So similarly to how SodaStream has changed the game, online shopping has really changed the overall consumer demand and consumer dynamics over the past several years as well. So we move to the next slide. This just gives you a visual. I know there's a lot here of just how the online shopping experience is right now in the world. So you have obviously your core retailers that you know very well. Walmart, I know there's a Walmart in Worcester. I'm sure you all shop at Target, Whole Foods, Kroger. All of those stores have online shopping presence as well. Walmart has a walmart.com, Target has a target.com, Kroger, the whole scope of things. There's pickup and delivery, so you could order online for your items to go pick them up at a store. You can use platforms like Amazon, that product just gets shipped right to Hogan or right to your dorm room. There's such a wide variety of the way, again, that consumers are shopping, and this is only going to continue to grow and grow. Again, COVID really accelerated this online space, but it really is here to stay, as you all, I'm sure, know very well. So really just wanted to give you all a sense of how many players are now in this space and how important it is to kind of capture demand in these online segments as well. So wanted to just quickly talk about how online shopping is different from in-store. If you think about the traditional way to shop, you're going into store, you're oftentimes walking the perimeter of a store, you're stopping at different things that pop out at you, you're looking at a wide variety of items on a shelf, you're seeing all of your options front and center, and then making your choice. That is typically how we all shop in store. The online shop is a little bit different. Again, you're tied to your computer, you're tied to your cell phone. And the options are much more focused on what you can see firsthand. So if I look up SodaStream online, there's only so many results that I can see in a given search. That's different from in store, where again, I could be looking at a full scope of a shelf and make my choice that way. So while online shopping is very convenient, oftentimes consumers know exactly what they want. They're building their basket from things they've previously purchased. It becomes very convenient and habitual. There are also some challenges with things like visibility and promoting your products to make sure that shoppers like myself, who maybe are used to going to browsing shelves, have that similar experience in store, where just the real estate is a little bit tighter based on what you're seeing at a given moment in time. And this is just a double click on that, more so for a visual, but you can see in store some of these fixtures might look familiar. You have displays, you have a big shelves. Online, those certain tactics look a little bit different. You know, you have marketing that pops out at you. You've probably seen little banners of some sorts on Amazon or Walmart or Target.com, wherever you shop, to kind of simulate some of those displays or disruptors. But again, nothing is really ever going to replicate your massive shelf. Online, that shelf goes from hundreds of items to about 3 to 4 items that you're seeing at a time and scrolling through. So again, a lot of great tactics you can use online, but it's really about how you maximize that minimal space of what consumers will want to go after, as opposed to in store where people can see everything. So wanted to drill in here, again, a little bit in terms of the online shop. So if you haven't guessed it already, kind of spoiler alert, your main challenge here will be trying to understand how we can enhance the SodaStream product within the online platform. So I wanted to give you all a sense of what are the different parts of the online shop if you're not familiar. It's very easy these days. Again, Amazon seems to be people's go-to for literally anything, like research at this point. People just search it in Amazon and see what pops up. So if I went to Amazon, the first thing I'll see is what we call the homepage. The most populated, obviously, it's the first place people go, and the most sought after page for people to get their products featured. So you can see here on this homepage that we screenshotted, the Halo works with Alexa is featured. There's certain products that get featured there are by far, that's the most sought after place, also the most expensive place to place marketing and all that stuff. But you could imagine the first place on Amazon.com is the most sought after. From there, there's a lot of different ways that you can shop Amazon. If we look at the right-hand side, the search function, I'm sure you all have used it. Consumers are heavily reliant on search to just find their items, pretty self-explanatory. But you also have things like category browsing. Typically on every online website, you can kind of double click into, okay, what beverages do you have? What kind of coffee pods do you have? There's different prompts for all the different categories across general merchandise. Oh, jewelry, what kind of clothing do you have? All of those different category browsing techniques that, again, the aim is just to help shoppers ease their shopping and really kind of direct them to where they want to go. So between the homepage, category browsing, you have the search function that consumers are heavily reliant on. If I were to search SodaStream, this is what pops up. We gave you all a screenshot of that. And you can see oftentimes on the site, there are these sponsored text. If you ever see a sponsored text, that means that PepsiCo, for a SodaStream example, is paying money to actually boost that certain product or that media, that result within the kind of main visual that you see firsthand. So again, this is a direct SodaStream search. This is exactly what you see. You see the sponsored. That just shows you PepsiCo is investing and really promoting that product to boost that to the top of your page. As I talked about, it's a small subset of results that you get as opposed to in store. So really important that we boost whatever we want to really be top priority. And then you just see your results. Typically, the top sellers are the top results. So again, really important to leverage a sponsored search or different tactics to really support the whole breadth of the portfolio, to really make sure that consumers are seeing everything. And I mentioned this is just mainly for reference. There are just different challenges with an item like SodaStream. SodaStream in terms of the online shopping experience. So if you think about a product like SodaStream, it's not a product that consumers would buy every day. So it tends to be a little bit of a lower visibility item. If I'm on Amazon looking to buy, I don't know, toilet paper, I'm likely not going to run into a sponsored placement for SodaStream. It's just not a product that consumers are typically impulse buying, but us as a company really need to think about how do we make it so it has a little bit more visibility? How do we get it top of mind? So maybe if people aren't shopping for it directly, it at least prompts them to think about maybe the next time they're on Amazon buying that or thinking about it in their heads. Again, maybe capturing different moments to really boost the SodaStream search term to really get it in people's minds and get it visible on site. As again, it just tends to be a bit of a lower visibility item just based on the use cases. So this is just to reference, but there are unique challenges to solve within this SodaStream model, particularly online. So in order to combat some of those challenges we have, and as I mentioned, marketing levers and programs are really how we boost our SodaStream visibility to the online shopper. So again, if you were looking on Amazon.com, you could see firsthand some of the things that PepsiCo is doing to not only drive trial, but also retain existing SodaStream buyers. So you have things like subscriptions that honestly just make it really easy for a shopper to continue to get the products that they want. That's a really powerful tactic. You also have bundles to where if I'm looking for a SodaStream model, I realize, oh, I need the gas, I need the flavor pods, I need all that stuff. How do we bundle it together to make it a more appealing offer to consumers? And then you also have things like new flavors. As a person, you always are looking to try the new thing of any sort of brand. Same goes for SodaStream. We're constantly innovating with new flavors that you could put into your SodaStream. And again, really kind of showcasing those new flavors as a way to continue to excite the SodaStream consumer is something that we're really excited about, and hoping to continue to, again, retain and drive trial of the SodaStream for our shoppers. So would encourage you to think of, as a consumer in general, or as a consumer of SodaStream, what tactics are most powerful for you. I think that will be a really helpful thing to think about throughout as we are about to unfold our final challenge question. But again, you guys, I'm assuming are a lot of you are online consumers. What is the most powerful for you? What do you not like? What do you really like? As we're really looking to enhance and optimize how we're showcasing our brands on the online platforms. And so without further ado, this is the formal presentation of your challenge this year. So there will be 2 iterations of the challenge. So the first challenge, I think typically we divide you all into several groups, and half of you do the team 1 challenge, half of you do the team 2 challenge. So for team 1, again, about half of you will do this challenge. This is a short-term challenge where we really want to challenge you all with how can PepsiCo incentivize and encourage consumers to try a SodaStream online. If we think about it, a platform like Amazon.com. Again, this short-term project is really focused on the trial and the initial buy of the SodaStream. So thinking about what might a best-in-class SodaStream marketing campaign look like online to really draw people in and really get them to buy the product. You could also think about, again, what once they kind of add it to their cart, what would make them really click purchase, as well as what kind of things would prompt them to say, yeah, I might go back and I'm going to use this in the future. Again, to really capitalize on that trial and that demand on the first hand. So the objective is just to create an exciting and captivating online experience and presence to motivate the consumers to try it. And again, the ultimate goal is to have them buy into the sustainability effort long term, but we can't do that unless they've tried it for the first time and really like the product. So again, team one, your challenge is the more short term. How do we get consumers to purchase and try a SodaStream machine via the online platforms for the first time? With that, I'll turn it over to Chris to walk through the second part.
Yeah, so that was the team one. Team two will be geared towards long term. So if you think about it, right, once the team has that at-home kit, they've tried it, they've enjoyed it, how do we continue to retain those shoppers and keep bringing them back to Amazon.com, albeit through some kind of subscription service or just continuing trial. A number of the levers that Maureen introduced could be effective to do so. I think an important consideration here is because these might not always be on shoppers' mind. How do we take advantage of big events such as holidays to capitalize and introduce new and exciting tactics to continue to drive continued use of our products? So objective here, let's continue to grow the base of SodaStream shoppers and build on the brand, right? Build on what is SodaStream. It's multifaceted, it's exciting, it's growing. So we'll turn to you for some insights and exciting ideas there. So we have two teams, a short-term and a long-term team. In terms of deliverables, right? So I think a lot of the information here can be referenced after this video in terms of the questions that we want to get at. Again, it will be team one trying to understand how we can obtain shoppers to try the initial slate of products on Amazon.com, whereas the long term is built around can we retain them using some innovative tactics. But we're going to encourage everyone to be creative, right? Think outside of the box. We introduced some initial ideas up front, things like bundling, new flavors, but would welcome any other recommendations or suggestions. That this team or this group that we're speaking to today, you guys are well versed on shopping online. So if there's things that are interesting to you, definitely would welcome incorporating them in your recommendations. In terms of criteria, so as I understand it, we'll be able to view the exciting recommendations you put together, but we'll be looking for a number of different items such as creativity, strategy, thinking, how can we apply, a logistical outlook in terms of the recommendations that you're putting together. Then lastly, packaging them in a way that's succinct, having that objective in mind, and then, clear recommendations, once it's developed and fully fleshed. So that's it for today. Very, very excited to regroup in January to see the exciting ideas that each of the groups put together on the short-term and long-term recommendation. But I'll open up, Maureen. Anything else that you want to add here before we close today?
No, feel free. I think the Cassie and team has our emails. If there are any questions post kind of listening to this and reviewing it, you obviously all have the access to the deck and this recording. But yeah, really looking forward to seeing your ideas as savvy online shopping college students about how we can really grow our SodaStream brand through places like Amazon. So I think you all will have a lot of really fun, creative ideas, but please don't hesitate to reach out over email prior to the challenge day to let us know of any questions.
Awesome. Thanks, Maureen, and see everyone in January, and good luck.
Good luck. Thanks all.